Cortana!
Oh, good. You're back. Did you guys sneak that thing I asked of you in, that specific part of your body?
Yeah, here's the thing about that, Dad.
We don't have anything in our butts.
No, we don't have anything in our butts.
No? Oh, okay. You just came to point and laugh at me since I've been deported. Oh, okay. Laugh it up. Go ahead. Enjoy it. But now who's gonna mow your lawn? Who's gonna wash your car? Who's gonna burn down your city? You guys claim you want a face reveal for 100,000 subs so I can get my silver play button, and yet you throw me out of the country? Make that make sense. Okay, well, we gotta keep it short. Border Patrol's had their guns on me for a few minutes now, and I'm kind of uncomfortable. You would understand why. And yet, in spite of that, doesn't feel quite as dangerous as having a Switch 2.
We've gotten to look at least 3 sides of tower number 1, and that is the only building
It's exploding right now, Tommy. We're seeing...
Today's story is honestly quite surprising. Now, I don't want to fearmonger. I don't want you guys to think, oh, gee, my Switch 2 is going to blow up on me. I mean, I would love for you to feel that way, but it would be disingenuous, so I'm not going to tell you that. I just think we have a very funny story on our hands here because it ties into Nintendo and their new terms of service that prohibits you from filing a class action lawsuit against them. And today's story will make it obvious why that's the case. Always keep in mind this is why it's crucial anytime you see a corporation push for terms of service that limit your freedom to sue them. You should definitely fight against that. Or at the very minimum, take a stand against it.
Impossible.
But too many people want their Mario Kart world. There are a lot of people I know behind the scenes who want to buy this thing and then also go online and complain about other things going on in the gaming industry, but I'm sorry. You can't have your cake and eat it too, and those people know who they are. It's over. You've lost your rights to complain about a single thing any gaming company ever does going forward.
For Tenga.
You're scaring him!
Because a purchase of the Switch 2 shows Nintendo, hell, not even just Nintendo, the entire gaming industry as a whole, that you are okay with what they are doing and you approve of it. You can shake your head and say you know all you want, but as long as you own the thing and you purchased it with your own money, you have fed into it. You are the problem. Because if today's story goes from just a few individuals to a couple of hundred, there will be nothing they can do. Because they signed away and said, yes, Nintendo, take my consumer rights away. Mario Kart is worth it. I mean, that's just a funny thing. If I was to have my consumer rights taken away, it sure as hell wouldn't be over fucking Mario. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Of all the things you could throw your principles away for, Mario Kart? Seriously?
Fucking pussy.
So it turns out a few folks who have a Nintendo Switch 2 have been having issues with the battery. And no, I'm not talking about it simply not holding a charge. I'm talking about a very serious issue that has resulted in their Nintendo Switch 2s bulging in the back from a swole up battery. That's right. The battery in the Switch 2 is swelling. How? I don't know. Some Switch 2 batteries are swelling, and in the worst cases, this could lead to a fire, especially if people try to press on them. This doesn't seem to be an isolated issue. Please warn as many people as you can. Please, for the love of God, and I'm telling all of you who do own a Switch 2, if this is happening to you, I repeat, do not press on the swollen battery. Get that shit returned and have Nintendo replace it as soon as possible. You are dealing with something that could be quite dangerous. Now, I don't think Nintendo oversaw this issue. I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty confident these are indeed isolated issues with just specific individuals, but not the individual in this specific image, because first off, the battery isn't even located in the spot where their Switch is bulging. I have no idea what's causing it for theirs. It's a separate issue. That doesn't make it better, but it's not as bad as a battery swelling, no. Instead, we have another image to turn to, which comes from this user. Now, this is what a battery swelling would look like, and is most likely the case with his Switch. Because if you were to flip the Switch on its face downward and remove the back panel, that is exactly where the battery would be located, unlike the other image, which I have no idea what's going on over there. I think it's just crucial information to let you guys see what it looks like, so that way if there is bulging on the back of your Switch 2, it's important to take note of which side it is on. Don't fuck around with the swole battery. I mean, then again, the chances of this happening to you are really slim. You'll probably never see this in a single year of your Nintendo Switch 2's use, but it is interesting to see that a few people have encountered it. This is like the worst case scenario when it comes to battery issues, so the probability that it'll affect you is almost non-existent. You probably have a better chance of being bitten by a shark than this happening to you. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be made aware that it's happened to somebody. Because the last thing I would want for you guys is for you to think that that bulge on the back of your Switch 2 is a feature, or that Nintendo is just happy to see you. Personally, if I see any bulging like that on my Switch 2, I'm not gonna open it out of morbid curiosity. I would return it without questions asked. So I do not recommend anybody open theirs up to see what's going on, because then your warranty will be void, and you could potentially hurt yourself in the process. This shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. I shouldn't have to warn you about it, but it is quite common with a lot of portable devices. Battery swelling is quite common with phones. Battery swelling also happened with the Switch 1. If you see anything like this, don't hesitate, return it. Don't try and fix it. You have to keep in mind these things have been sitting in a warehouse for like half a year. Specific conditions could have really fucked with things. It's part of the reason people are having an issue right now where the Switch is not correctly displaying battery percentages. Now that issue, on the other hand, is so prevalent, Nintendo Prime had to actually put out a statement himself, which reads,
battery tip for the Switch 2. If you find your battery is consistently draining to 0 in less than 2 hours, you need to do some battery retraining. What is this? Well, the system you got likely has been sitting in a warehouse for 6+ months. Not all launch units were, but many were. Lithium-ion batteries get kinda messed up when they sit there that long unused. First off, if you have any battery bulge, contact Nintendo immediately. That's a separate issue. They will replace it for free and cover shipping costs that can also happen due to not being used. But let's talk about the battery drain. It causes the system to misread the battery's charge and think it is at 100% or 90% if used that setting without it actually being there. First off, turn off the 90% setting, then play your Switch 2 all the way until it dies, then let it charge back up, untouched or turned on at all, to 100%. Do this another couple times. Congrats! You have retained your battery and system, and now you should be getting the rated battery hours of the platform. This is a well-known thing with lithium-ion batteries, and if I had to do this with my new laptop earlier this year because the battery died in less than an hour browsing the net, once I retrained it, it now gets 6+ hours. That is the end of Prime Tech Tips today.
This is worthless.
With all due respect, Nintendo Prime, I think you should just recommend people return it and get a better unit. And I'll tell you why, because this was a problem that affected the Switch 1, and it seems to be an issue that has transferred over to the Switch 2. Now, it's not as bad as battery swelling, let's keep that in mind, that's a much more severe issue, but to have to retrain and recalibrate your battery out of the box. This is why I say it's best never to buy on launch day and wait for updated models of the Switch 2. This is why I never buy anything day one. I don't buy vanilla graphics cards, I always wait for reiterations. Everybody who buys day one is beta testing for the corporations at full price. And everybody who buys later on is paying a cheaper price and has a better functioning piece of hardware. Learn! Stop making these mistakes. It's like that time Apple told its consumers to drop their Apple III to set the circuits back in place because of a fault. Well, okay, I mean, it's not comparable because the issue at hand with the Switch 2 can be resolved a lot easier, but it means Nintendo is aware that their batteries have issues because Nintendo is recommending people on its official website to power off their Switch 2 and reboot the console in its secret recovery mode, Or if that doesn't work, then you'll go on to step 2, which is charge it up to 100%, then leave it running down until it's empty, and then charge it back up to 100 and repeat this process until it finally starts to work. Hopefully. Now, there are some people where this method simply didn't work, and my best guess is Nintendo is going to have to iron it out with a patch, because it seems to be an operating system issue. Now, some people with their original Switch models are having a whole other issue. Yeah, I know, everyone's having an issue. You get an issue, she gets an issue, everybody gets an issue. It comes with your Switch. It would seem the latest update for Nintendo devices has suddenly killed this user's battery.
So I have this Nintendo Switch Lite, and I recently installed the new update that I guess adds game share. I don't know what else it did other than that. But ever since the update, the battery has been draining abnormally fast. Like, literally, you'll see if I just hold it here for a little bit longer, it'll go down yet. So this is 30 seconds. It's been maybe like 5 minutes since I unplugged it from the charger, and it's already down to 77, as you can see. 76, and yep. What did Nintendo do? What did they put in this new update? Did they fry my battery?
Oh no, it's Battery Gate out here! Or is it? No, it would just seem Nintendo's new update that rolled out has caused syncing issues with the battery percentage displayed. Some folks say this isn't possible, but this same user went on to follow the directions on Nintendo's page about letting it drain and then replugging it in to charge up, and he successfully restored it back to its original state.
It's alive. So basically, after letting it drain all the way down to 1%, it stayed at 1% for like a good 3 hours or so. I just had it running one of these games until it died completely. Then recharged it, and now it seems to be okay. So, still weird that it happened right after the update.
To me, it's hilarious though, because this means that the console launched with a bug, which isn't unheard of, but still hilarious. I could just see it now, the face of a Nintendo soy jack, as tears come rolling down their eyes, thinking that their Nintendo Switch 2 is dead. Oh, what I would pay to be in the same room and see it. Unfortunately, no. Your Switches should be fine, which upsets me because I want your experience to suck, because I'm an asshole. But I'm also not trying to misinform you. There are people who do not spend all day on social media and tune into videos like this, and I feel it's my responsibility to tell you that there is a solution and a reason as to why your display battery percentage is not correct if you are going through this. However you feel about whether or not that should have been Nintendo's responsibility to resolve, now that's all entirely up to you. But it is why I say do not buy day one devices. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to on the road to 100K. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.
Fritongo sucks ass.